Welcome to the Today's Leader podcast, the podcast for the leaders and entrepreneurs of today.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Keep it going. Good job, guys. All right, Paul, I see you. All right, John, finish. Coach Cole.
Good job, guys.
Hey there, it's Coach Cole here, and welcome to Monday Mentoring on the Today's Leader podcast, the podcast for the leaders and the entrepreneurs of today. Today, I'm just sharing a quick mentoring session in and around the concept of feedback. Now, I speak to many leaders all the time in relation to providing and receiving feedback, and it's one of the biggest challenged areas in leadership today. People don't get the feedback they need, and we have a whole range of leaders out there that really struggle to provide feedback. Now, we have a lot of academics and researchers. They're doing great work in areas of leadership, communication, performance improvement. Yet for many, it's the simplicity of an idea that can help them deliver better outcomes. And this is the case when it comes to feedback. Sometimes it's just a really simple thought process that can help you drive and deliver better feedback for your team, and also be in a position to receive feedback from your boss. And the simplest way I know how to do this is to implement what I know as the feedback rules. Now, this was actually provided to me as a gift from one of the managers that I had the opportunity to work with during my corporate career. And he shared what he called the feedback rules with me. So I'm not sure where Simon got them from, but I do know that they work time and time again. And this is particularly for the person receiving feedback. So it's not necessarily for the person providing feedback, although what we know to be true is that when we implement the feedback rules within a team or a business structure, people are more prepared to give feedback because of the implementation of the feedback rules. And the feedback rules are really, really simple. When I'm being provided feedback by someone else, the only obligation that I have is to smile, listen, and say thanks. That's right. The only obligation that I have is to smile, listen, and say thanks. And it's really simple, because one of the biggest impediments that we know when it comes to feedback is the way people respond to it. So many leaders won't give feedback because they aren't sure of the response of the person getting the feedback. So instead of putting time and effort into delivery, they simply don't deliver it because it's too much trouble, which then misses the whole point of what you want to provide the feedback for. The feedback is designed for the person getting the feedback, as they are the ones that should be benefiting from the feedback. But if they don't get it, how can they benefit? So instead, implement the rules. When you are receiving feedback from anyone, your only obligation is to smile, listen, and say thanks. It sounds really simple, I know, but the impact is incredible. Now, because what that does, it shuts off our defensive mechanisms. It shuts off our need to defend ourselves or to provide an excuse or to blame others. It shuts all of that down. It gives us time to think about the feedback. Maybe it provides space for us at a later time to go back and ask for some specifics, more specifics around the feedback. Maybe it opens us up to the feedback. But my only obligation is to smile, listen, and say thanks. And fundamentally, that can change the feedback processes within your team. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Monday Mentoring on the Today's Leader podcast. I shall see you all again next week. Bye for now.